This call is now being recorded.
Good morning, students. Welcome to my lecture. In previous class, we have discussed about dictionaries, right? Let me recap all those remaining concepts. See, today I'm going to discuss about methods, dictionary methods. Let us see first one. Already you know len function, right? Len function, which is used to find number of elements present in the dictionary. Number of elements. For example, if you pass like this, len of d. D is nothing but dictionary object. If you pass this, then what this len function will do? This will find length of the dictionary. That means number of elements. See, don't think that elements means see like this. It will be like this, right? Key, name. This is a key, colon, and this value is okay, this is value, comma, some other pair. Don't think that name is one element, 11 is another element. No, total this pair is one element, 0th index. Okay, next one, let us see. Clear function. This clear function will clear the dictionary. Okay, for example, this is a dictionary, right? Something like A, some value I have given 10, B, some value I have given 20, so on. Now see, if you call like this, d dot clear, what this clear function will do, it removes all the key pairs, okay, all these keys and values of the dictionary. I'll execute and I will show you that at that time you can understand well. So clear function is used to clear all the key pair values. Next. Next one is copy function. Before discussing about the copy function, see here, dictionary D equal to some key I am using A, value is 10, key B, value is 20, some key C, value equal to 30, something like this I have given. Now I am taking another variable object D1. I took D1 equal to D. See, D1 equal to D, that means what is happening? You will think that, see, all these, see, D is pointing to this one, right? What is D? D equal to A 10, B 20, C 30. Now D1 equal to D, that means D is assigned to D1. That you will think that again for D1, for again D1, memory will be allocated and all the copies, all the key pairs will be copied to, what is this? See here. All the key pairs will be copied to D1. You will think like that, but no. This is not going to happen. See what you have given, D1 equal to D. That means you will think that you are copying all the elements, all the key pair values of D to D1. and d1 will have separate memory location. No, it's not correct. What is happening here? See here, it's not going to happen here. Actually in Python, see in C++, if you are doing like this, then it separate memory location will be allocated for d1. Okay, but coming to Python, in Python it will not happen like that. The d1 equal to d means d is pointing to the same memory location, and d1 is also pointing to same memory location, because you are assigning d1 equal to d. Separate memory location will not be allocated for d1. d1 is pointing to this object only, a 10, b 20, c 30. d also pointing to this object only. Now if you are using d1, see, using d1, if you are trying to modify d1 of key, for example, I am taking key a, I'm trying to modify like this, 40. That means a's value, what is a value? Actually 10, right? A value is 10, key value. Here you need to give key only. d1 of key equal to 40 means here a value will be replaced by 40. Okay, that means if you are modifying using d1, d is pointing to this object, right? A 40, b 20, c 30, this pair. That values also will be modified, because d is pointing to that object only. d1 is also pointing to that object only. Which object? Which contains the key pair values a 40, b 20, c 30. Okay, I hope you understood. Now if you don't want to do like this, if you want to copy, if you want to separate memory location for d1, if you want separate memory location for d1, you have to use copy. If you are not using copy, means that d1 is pointing to this d object only, d is also pointing to this object only, both are pointing to this object only. If you are modifying using d1 use case, if you are modifying d value is also modifying, because both are pointing the same object. So if you don't want like that, if you want separate memory location and all the values of d must be copied to the d1, then you need to use copy function, d dot copy. I will execute and I will show you. What you have to do, d1 equal to d dot copy. Now what will happen? Now separate memory will be allocated for this. Separate memory will be allocated for this, and d1 points to all these elements. Okay. Again, all the elements of 40 will be, all the elements of d will be copied. I hope you understood, students. So you need to use d dot copy. When you need to use copy, if you want separate memory location to be created and all the key pair values of d must be copied to d1, then you need to use d dot copy. D is nothing but the object which it is referring, or some variable. Okay, next. And next, you know that if you want to see, if you want to retrieve all these values, 40, 20, 30, these are values, right? These are values. A, B, these are keys. If you want to retrieve all the keys, then D dot keys. All the keys will be retrieved. If you want to retrieve all the values, D dot values, all the values will be retrieved. Okay. Already I have discussed all these things. If you want to modify some keys value, then you need to use a d of a equal to some 40. 40 will be 10 will be replaced by something like 20. Some 50 like that. 40 is there. Now a value will be modified by a is a key, will be modified by 50. Okay. In this way you can modify. Now next one, get. See, already you know that if you want to retrieve keys value, for example, I want to retrieve key b's value. This is a key, right? This b's value I want to retrieve. If you want to retrieve d of b means you are going to retrieve value, output will be 20. What is b's value? 20. Okay. Now you can also retrieve the keys value using get method. Already in HackerRank, I already have explained. When I am explaining HackerRank solution, already I have explained that get. Okay, once again see get method. This method will take two arguments. Remember what get method will do? It will retrieve. It will return the key. For example, I am passing two arguments b, comma 0. D dot get b, comma 0. What it will do? This get function will retrieve the value, or see here, will retrieve b's value, key's value, b's value. If b is present, if this key is present, see once again, see what this get function will do. If you are passing some key, this is a key, first argument will be key, this first argument will be key. Now see, always remember you need to pass only two arguments. First argument must be key. Now what this get function will do, if this b, this key is present in the dictionary, which dictionary? D. You're calling with a D, right? D is a dictionary object or variable. D dot get of b. If this key is present in the D, yes, b is present in the D, right? B is a key, it is present in D. Then this get method will retrieve the key's value. What is the b's value? 20. The output will be 20. The output will be 20 because b is present. Yes, this key is present in this dictionary. So it will retrieve the b's value. What is the output? 20. You can also retrieve the b's value like this, d of b. B's key value, b value is 20. 20 will be retrieved. You can use this like this, d of b, or you can use method d of get b, comma 0. Here first argument must be coming to get method. I'm talking about get method. Now if this first argument, this key, first argument is always you need to pass key. If that key is present, then it will retrieve 20. Key is present, okay, yes, key is present in the dictionary. Then what it will do? It will retrieve b's value, 20 will be retrieved. Now, if this, see, for example, I am passing f. See, there is no f, right? See, f, there is no f, comma 0. I am passing f, comma 0. If there is no f, here there is no f, there is only key a, b, c. Keys are a, b, c or keys. There is no f, then what this get function will retrieve? Now see, second argument, see, you are passing second argument, right? See, now if this key is not present in this dictionary, then it will retrieve this, then it will return this second argument. The output will be 0. Output will be 0. Whatever you are passing as a second argument, if you are passing none, for example, instead of 0, if you are passing none, then what this function will retrieve? None. None means nothing. None. Second argument, when the second argument will execute. When the second argument will execute means when this key, when this is a key, you are passing this key. When this key is not present in the dictionary, then it will retrieve. Which one? Get method will retrieve second argument. What is you are passing second argument? None. None will be output. If key is present, if this f is present as a key in dictionary, then this get function will retrieve key's value. Okay. I will execute and I will show you later. Next, items. What this items function will do? Let us see. D dot items. See, once again, no need to pass any argument. Only for get method you are going to pass arguments. Remaining, no need to pass arguments. This items function will retrieve key pair values. It will retrieve, and what it will give? It will give like this. As a tuple, it will retrieve a, comma 40. Next, b, comma 20. Next, c, comma 30. Like this it will retrieve. As a tuple it will retrieve. This key pair values it will retrieve as a tuple. As a tuple, it will retrieve items. Once again, see what this items function will do. It will retrieve the key pair values as a tuple. Like this, it will retrieve. I'll execute and I'll show you later. Next function. Up to now, what we have discussed about clear function. We have discussed about copy function. We have discussed about len function. And next, items function. Items, right? Yes. Items function. And how to retrieve keys. Keys function, values functions. Okay, all this you need to call using the d dot keys, d dot values, d dot clear, like that you need to call. That means what is this dictionary object dot that method. Okay, next items is completed, right? Now if you want to delete key pair, if you want to delete a key and if you want to delete a value also, key pair, if you want to delete, use pop function. In that you need to pass only one argument, d dot pop of a. Key you need to pass, not value, only key. If you are using this pop, what this pop function will do, it will delete. It will delete key and its value will be deleted. Key and its value will be deleted. Pop means a delete. You need to call this function using this dictionary object. What is dictionary object? D, right? D dot pop of a. Here you need to pass key, only key. Then this key, A's key, A and value will be deleted. Okay, next one. I will execute all these functions. I will execute and show. Next, another function. I'm sorry, I forgot to say. D equal to 10, 20, 30. Here, A, B, C are keys. 10, 20, 30 are values. Now, if you want to find sum of all values of dictionary. If you want to find sum of all values of the dictionary, what are the values of the dictionary? 10, 20, 30 are the values of the dictionary, right? If you want to find the sum 10 plus 20 plus 30, if you want to find the sum, then use sum function. SUM of D dot SUM function of you want to retrieve values. How to retrieve values? D dot values. D dot values. Okay. D dot sum of sum function. You need to use sum function. Inside this sum function, you need to pass the values. How to retrieve the dictionary values? D dot values. Now this D dot values will retrieve the only values. What are the values of the dictionary? 10, 20, 30. Okay. What this sum will do? It will add 10 plus 20 plus 30. So the output will be 60. I hope you understood, students. Now let us see the programs. These are all the basics. Just I am revising all those things. See, if you are listening, means you won't get anything. You have to practice. If you practice only, you will get all those things. You can remember. Okay, just see. D equal to A colon 10, comma, B colon 20, comma, C colon 30. This is a dictionary. Now I want to find sum of all values, 10, 20, 30, sum of all values. Print D dot, okay, D dot or sum of, one second. Okay, no need D dot. I'm so sorry. Just wait. I'm sorry. No need D dot sum. Not like this. You need to pass. You need to pass only sum. You need to use only sum. Remember sum. Okay. No need D dot. I'm sorry. Sum of values. If you want to retrieve values, D dot values, right? D dot values. I'll execute. 10 plus 20. What is this? What happened? Okay, yes, you got 60, right? 10 plus 20 plus 30. What is the answer? 60. You got it. So, if you want to find sum of all the values, you can use like this, sum of D dot values. Next, see, I want to get B, key B's value using get method. D dot get of B. B, comma, I'm using none, capital N-O-N-E, none. Okay, see here. I'm executing. What is B's value? Key B's value 20, right? This get method will return 20. See here, you got the answer. Okay, see, you got the answer 20, right? Okay, next one. Now, I will give, see, F. There is no F in this dictionary. There is no F key. There is no key ABC. There are only keys ABC. There is no F. Now, what this get function will return? Let us see. None. Why it has written none? Because in second argument you have passed a none. If there is no key, this key, which one? You have passed F. If there is no F in the dictionary, then it will pass second argument. What is the second argument? You have given none. None will be returned by this method. If you are using 0 instead of none, if you are using 0, whatever it may be, see what it will return? 0. For example, I am using something like 1. What it will return? It is returning 1. That means there is no F key in this dictionary. If there is no F key, it will return second argument. Or you can give false, something like that. F-A-L-S-E. What it will return? False it will return. There is no this F key. Okay. Next, items. D dot items. D dot items. What this items function will do? See here. See how it is retrieving? As a, see this one, this part. As a tuple, it is retrieving as a tuple. Here A is a key, 10 is a value. As a tuple, each key pair it is retrieving as a tuple. Now see, before this, it is displaying like a DICT underscore items, right? Like this it is displaying. If you don't want to display like this, then you need to use star D dot items. How you will get? See here. Like this you will get. Okay, this is the items. Once again, see how you are retrieving the key pair values like a tuple. Each key pair value you are retrieving like a tuple. Next, delete, pop. Let us delete. See, D dot pop, D dot EOP, pop. I'm passing only key you need to pass. Capital A, sorry, small a. I'm passing value, or is this key? Now, what this pop function will do? It will delete. What this pop function will do? It will delete. Once I see, I will execute and I will show you. Okay, what is this 10? I'll print D. Print D. Okay, what I'm doing? D dot pop of A, that means this key will be deleted and this key's value also will be deleted. Next, I am printing D. Print D. See, I will execute. Now see what this pop function is returning. See here, in print pop function, I have used D dot pop of A. Next, I have used print D. Now see D element, A key and A's value is deleted from the dictionary. And what this pop function is returning, it is returning A's value. Once again, observe it. D dot pop of A means it is deleting, but this pop function is returning this 10 value. Keys value also it is returning. Okay, observe it. These are the functions of dictionary. Next. Now, see, always I am giving these values, key value in directly I am giving. If you want to give using keyboard, through keyboard, if you want to give externally these values through keyboard, then you need to do like this. See here. Take empty dictionary. Something, okay, eval. See, always I'm giving directly I'm giving the values, right? Through keyboard I'm not giving the values. Now let us see how to give the values through the keyboard. Let us see eval function. Inside eval function, see eval function. Inside that I'm using input function. Let me pass some message like enter dictionary. Enter dictionary keep value pairs, something like that. Key values. Once again, see, just I'm passing some information so that this information will be displayed. Eval function, I'm using eval function. Inside eval function, I'm using input function. Inside input function, I'm passing a message called enter dictionary key values. That will be displayed. You need to enter the key values. Now, just 1 second. Now, see. Now, print D. I'm printing. Nothing I'm doing. See, once again, see. I want to enter the values through input. Sorry, through keyboard I want to enter. I am displaying it directly. I am not giving dictionary values. Now I will execute this. See, enter dictionary key values like this. You need to enter as a dictionary. A colon 10 comma B colon 20. Okay, that's enough. 2 values. See, once again, see how I am giving. Enter. See, this dictionary is printed, right? Okay. So what I'm using eval function. Remember that. Just recap eval function. What this eval function will do? See, recap eval function. I'm talking about eval function. The int function. Str function, there are all these function. What int function will do? It will convert into integer. What str function will do? It will convert into string. Like that only. What this eval function will do? Whatever the value you are giving. For example, I am entering int, okay, integer value. I am entering through keyboard. I am entering integer value. Then it will understand that you have entered integer value, and it will take integer value only. If you have entered string, that it will understand. Eval function will understand that you have entered a string function and it will take only string. If I am entering as a dictionary like this, how to enter dictionary? Open curly brace and then keys values, close the curly brace. Like this, I have entered. Now what eval function will do? See, I have used eval function. Inside eval function, I just I passed input function. So here I'm entering through keyboard. I'm entering like this. What is this? Actually, this is a dictionary, right? It will understand what you have entered. You have entered a dictionary, so that you have entered the dictionary, so that it will understand you have entered the dictionary, and it will what is this? It will read the input as a dictionary only. So that is the use of eval function. For example, If you are entering some values like this, 10 plus 20, you are using some eval function like this. Eval, some input you have given. Once again, say just a recap, eval function. What is the use of eval function? For example, input you are giving 10 plus 20 plus 1. What this eval function will do? You have entered some expression. It will understand you have entered some expression, and this expression value will be there. See, for example, n equal to, like this, we have n equal to, in a program there is a statement like n equal to eval function. In that, inside there is input. What input will do? You need to enter through keyboard, right? Input function is not, it is just like a scanf in C. It is used for reading purpose. But here you have entered 10 plus 20 plus 1 through keyboard. You have entered 10 plus 20 plus 1. Actually, this is an expression. Here in eval function, what it will do? Inside this eval function, there is input function. Okay, this input function will take 10 plus 20 plus 1. But what this eval function will do? It will calculate the result and will have the result of 10 plus 20 plus 1. If you are passing an expression, this eval function will calculate the result. If you are passing, if you are entering dictionary, it will understand you have entered dictionary. It will take as a dictionary only. If you entered integer, it will understand that you have entered an integer value. It will take as an integer value only. No need to give int of input like this. No need to give. Whatever you have entered, it will understand. Whether it is a int, whether it is a string, whether it is a dictionary, whether it is a list, it will understand, it will take. For example, see what I am doing. Once again, I am executing this. I will give input as a list. See, list means open square bracket, some values I am giving. It will understand that I have entered, what is this? Eval function will understand that I have entered the list. Okay, see what I have done. I have given some list. How it will know it is a list? Because you have used open square bracket, close square bracket, and then inside this you have put some values. Okay, so enter. See, list is what is this? List is displaying, right? I hope you understood, students. Like this also you can enter the values. Okay, next. Next, let us see. Okay, this is one. Write a Python program. A simple challenge, simple program. Python. Write a Python program to find number of occurrences. Number of occurrences of each letter. Each letter in a string. Already we have seen HackerRank. Small part we have seen already. Write a Python program to find number of occurrences of each letter in a string. For example, I have given string book, B-O-O-K. What you have to do? You need to find how many times this B occurred one time. How many times this O occurred two times. How many times this K occurred one time. That means you need to find number of occurrences of each and every letter in a string. You know that if you want to find the number of occurrences, you know that there is a count method, right? In string, I'm talking about string. S dot count. For example, S is a book. S equal to, you have given string book. If you want to find number of occurrences, you know that there is a function called S count, like this. S dot count. In this you are passing like this. S dot count of B. You are passing like this. S equal to B book. What this count function will do? It will count how many times this B occurred in this string. How many times? One time. So if you are using for loop, for I in B, print S dot count of I. Okay, sorry, S, right? What is this? B, no, not B, S. Now this S contains B-O-O-K, right? Book. Now what will happen? See here. B is assigned to I. Now here see S dot count of B. How many times this occurred? B, only one time. The output will be 1. Next again loop repeats, right? B completed. Next S contains O. O will be assigned to I. Next again count S dot count of O. How many times O occurred? 2 times. Okay. Once again see. Once again loop repeats. Again, what is the next element? Again there is O. Again you are passing S dot count of O. Again it will display 2 times. It occurred O occurred 2 times only. Next again loop, right? Once again see. K is assigned to I. Now S dot count of I. Sorry, count of K. What is I? K. Count of K. How many times K occurred? 1 time. This is the output. Like this you can find using string. This is count function. Okay, this is using string. Count function is a string method. But here you need to use a dictionary. Using dictionary you need to find how many times each letter in this string occurred. Then how to find using dictionary? Let us see. Very simple. For I in S, D equal to some empty string. D of I equal to D dot get I comma 0 plus 1. Once again see. Actually S contains what? S contains book. Now what is happening? See here. B is assigned to I. B is assigned to I. Now see, D of B. Actually there is no, see, actually there is no dictionary, empty dictionary. Here you are using D of B equal to D dot get B comma 0 plus 1. See, D dot get, what get function will do? It will return this B's value. Actually D is an empty list. There is no B, empty list. There is no B at all. So if there is no B, if there is no key, then it will return 0. What is second argument you have given? 0. Then this function will return 0. 0 plus 1, that equal to 1. D of B equal to 1. You have given like this. That means now in dictionary an entry is occurred. B is a key and its value is 1. Like this it has been occurred. Okay. Like this you are adding. You have added D of B. Actually it is empty list. So if you are doing like this, a D of B equal to 1, that means this key B and 1 is added to the dictionary. Okay. Next. Now see, dictionary contains key B and 1. Remember? Okay. Next. Okay, next O will be assigned to I. And next D of O. D of O equal to D dot get O comma 0 plus 1. Okay, is there any key like O in dictionary? No, there is only B. Just now we have added. There is no B. So if there is no B, it will return second argument. What is second argument? This function will return second argument because there is no O in dictionary. So 0, 0 plus 1, that equal to 1. D of O equal to 1. Okay. That means a dictionary pair is added to the dictionary key pair value. What you got? 1, right? So now dictionary equal to, see here once again, see, D equal to, previously B is added like this, colon 1 it is added. Now O colon 1, you got the output. Okay. Now once again, next again there is O, right? O is assigned to I. Now see here, D of O. D of O equal to D dot get O comma 0. This is key, comma 0 plus 1. Now see here, what this get function will do, it will retrieve whatever you have passed. What you have passed O, whether this O is there in dictionary or not, yes. Previously you have added, yes, there is. If there is value, it will return this O's value. What is O's value? See here. See here. D equal to, see right side, sorry, left side. There is a dictionary, right? D equal to, in that what is O value? 1. 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 equal to 2. That means how many number of times O occurred? 2 times. That is what you are assigning. Like this you are finding. Using dictionary. In See, in HackerRank solution also I have used this get method. Now it will be replaced by 2. Okay. Next k will be assigned d of k. D of k equal to d dot get k comma 0 plus 1. Is there any k in dictionary? No, dictionary contains only b0. See left side. Dictionary contains only b0. There is no k value. If there is no k value, there is no key. K is not there in dictionary. That means second argument will be written. What is second argument? 0. Now this function will return 0. 0 plus 1, that equal to 1. D of k equal to 1. Now entry is added. K is a key and 1 is a value. Now see here. If you are using like this, d of k equal to 1, right? If you are using like this means an entry is added to dictionary. Now k is added. What is its value? 1. Okay. Now see here. You have dictionary like this. B, how many times it occurred? 1. O, how many times it occurred? 2, right? We got it. K, how many times occurred? 1. Now if you want to find how many times it occurred, d dot values will be written. But remember that this dictionary will not store just like in which order you are giving. There is first B is there, first O, next O is there, that next K is there, but it will not store. It will not store like that. It will store unordered list. This dictionary is also unordered list only. Unordered key pair values. First it will not store B. First, next it will not store O. Next it will not store K. It may store first K, 0 B, or it may store like this. Whatever the order may be. It won't store the order in which you have given, the order in which you have created. Remember that. It may store like this. K, that value 1, O, that value 2, B, that value 1, or O, value 2, B, value 1, K value, like that. It may store. It won't store in which the order you have created. Dictionaries unordered key pair values it will store. Okay, remember that. In the next class also I will discuss about the dictionaries and then I will stop it. Okay, thank you students.